So this morning I woke up and I checked Twitter because I'm chronically, terminally online, and I saw that Wicked had released a little sneak peek of Popular.
Popular, you're gonna be popular.
And at first I was like, oh, the people are gonna love this, the girlies are gonna love this, because I feel like Wicked is a fairly hyped movie. I feel like a lot of people are excited to see it. You have the Ariana Grande fans, you have people that are fans of the musical. I feel like in terms of remakes, this one got off pretty easy because I feel like a lot of people are excited for it. But no! In fact, a lot of you people hated Popular, so let's talk about it. Now, it seems like the main complaints with Popular rely either with Ariana Grande or the actual production of the song, and we're going to talk about both. But let me just say before we get into it, I'm not really a fan of Ariana Grande. I'm not a hater either. I don't feel strongly about her in either way. I'm just kind of here. But I can recognize that she can sing and she is talented, but I'm not a stan, you know what I mean? But I'm not a hater. Now, a lot of people were saying that Ariana Grande sounded a lot like Kristen Chenoweth, which was the original Glinda.
There's nobody wiser. There's nobody wiser. Popular, I'll help you be popular. Popular, I'll help you be popular.
And I could definitely see that. You can definitely hear that. I think she was trying to sound like the original. There's a lot of times where it just doesn't sound like Ariana Grande. It's like, okay, you're trying to sound like the original. And I feel like that is a double-edged sword because, of course, you want to pay tribute to the original musical because, presumably a lot of fans are going to watch this movie in hopes that it is somewhat like the original. But at the same time, it's like, do you want to replicate this super popular musical number? I don't know, sometimes I feel like with remakes, it's your chance to make it different, to make it yours, to bring something new to the table instead of completely replicating what this person did before you. I feel like Ariana should have done this song the way she would have done this song instead of trying to sound like the original because, again, I could definitely hear Kristen in there. And some people pointed out that it's almost this weird in-between of her trying to sound like the original Glinda and also trying to sound like herself, and it's this weird, mashup. I will say, though, in Ariana's defense, this does sound good, considering that she's not a Broadway star. Now listen, I'm not really familiar with Ariana Grande. I mean, I know the basics. I know that she was on Disney Channel. But, for the most part, she does, she's a musician, she does regular pop music. And I don't think a lot of people know that there's a difference between making, regular pop music and doing musical theater. There is very much a difference between that. And sometimes regular singers cannot do Broadway stuff at all. I think we ran into this with Mean Girls. You can tell that they did not hire Broadway singers because that was not the best. Nobody knew how to enunciate in that in the whole movie. But as I said, those are two different worlds. As a rock drummer, that would be me trying to play jazz. There's just a whole different set of rules to it. But in Ariana's defense, I didn't really get that sound hearing this song. She actually kind of sounds like a Broadway star. I mean, she sounds a lot like the original, but it sounds good considering this isn't what she normally does. Besides the people that are talking about Ariana, there's a bunch of other people talking about the actual production of the song. This bothers me more than actually Ariana because Ariana did do a good job. My only critique is that I wish there was a little bit more Ariana on there. But, she did do a good job. A lot of people were just complaining that, the whole song just sounds, cheaply made and it's soulless and the production on it is just really weird. And, yeah, it does sound that way. I think you really notice this kind of soulless feeling when you listen to the original and then immediately go and listen to this version. It definitely feels like something is gone. The original song just sounds so much more fluffy and bouncy and just magical. And then this version just kind of sounds like a watered down version of that. And that's not really Ariana's fault. I feel like that's the producer's fault. But to that I say, are we surprised? Is anybody surprised? Because these remakes are always soulless. At the end of the day, they are just cash grabs. I feel like the movie makers out there know that it's a safe bet. If you're making a movie on a popular thing, people are going to watch it whether they think it's good or not because they're just chasing down the nostalgia of something that they loved when they were younger. So because of that safety net, I feel like a lot of movie makers think that they can just, do subpar jobs and get away with it. I lost all hope for remakes when they ruined The Lion King. The 2019 Lion King made me so upset. The Lion King is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Simba so much. And to see him with just a flat expression the entire movie, and to hear them just kind of yawn and mumble their way through the songs, it just really did something to me. The 2019 Lion King will make this version of Popular seem like it's the most soulful song you've ever heard in your life. And I know I'm a music review channel, I feel like I'm like veering into like movie reviews, but the new Mufasa movie, it looks like they're actually emoting this time, so that's good to see. Another thing with this like weird soulless production is the fact that they straight up got lyrics wrong. Let me just clarify, if there's some mistake with this, I'm not like the biggest Wicked fan out there, okay? I knew that it existed before this movie, but I'm not gonna know like everything about it. But apparently the original lyric is proper ploys, but in this teaser they spelled it proper poise, so they just straight up got the lyrics wrong for some reason. I feel like some intern probably like googled the lyrics and just typed in whatever came up first. This, compared with the weird production, just makes it seem like it's very lazy, and honestly, Ariana is like the least guilty person in all of this. It's much like when actors are given a bad script, I feel like there's only so much you can do, and I feel like Ariana did that. Like, cause like I said, I think she's doing good, you know, for being a pop star, and she can't really help the weird production, but nevertheless, a lot of people are upset with Popular. But regardless of the people complaining on the internet, Wicked's still gonna do fine. I'm sure it's gonna pop off. I'm sure it's gonna be a massive hit. And again, compared to like other remakes out there, this is not bad. Like, this is arguably pretty good compared to what we normally get in remakes. Cause you know what? I support women's wrongs. I support women's wrongs, and I support Wicked. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next one.